right? It forced me to take the business seriously in pushing it in the direction of having a team, growing a team, managing people, and being a better manager, being a better leader, in order for me to take this 4 week vacation, which was not a vacation, it was my paternity leave that I gave myself, right? And you've known me my pretty much my whole career. I've been a workaholic, never taking don't take days off too much, right? When we go on vacation, still on the phone and stuff. And I mean, was I able to be at a 4 week paternity leave, like
Completely
unplugged?
unplugged. It was the most amazing thing.
And I'm absolutely proud of that. And I have to thank, of course, Yasmin was a huge player. Thank you, Yasmin, in that, as well as Alex and Kevin and the rest of the team, because they allowed me to do that. They empowered me to do that. And by going through that method, uh it was just so, I don't know, like I I loved the fact that I could do that and be present with you, with the baby. And and I can only hope that more people out there can take a similar
Yeah.
paternity leave, a similar maternity leave. And it actually breaks my heart that many women, many men go back in 2 weeks to work, in 4 weeks, in less than 2 months. I feel like we should have a whole year off, paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's one of the, again, looking at silver linings, because of COVID, I was, and the way that like my leave lined up, I was able to stay home with Aria and Steve, until she was 9 months old. So, I mean, it was just incredible to be able
Yeah.
to have that time, even though, juggling work and Aria, with both of us working from home, and kind of, having a very, very small child with an inconsistent schedule for at least the beginning, of that. That was its own challenge, but I would never take back that time. Um, it was just so
Oh,
incredible to be
so
able to
so
have
beautiful.
that time. And to Steve's point, I think that, I'm still not sure how people go back to work
Oh,
before
um,
that, because I was a wreck
Yeah.
at
I
nine
get.
months.
I can't even imagine, it's like you want to look after your child and you can't because, you still have responsibilities. And that definitely must be hard. So I can't imagine, what that decision was like when, COVID, obviously things were getting a little better. Businesses were opening back up, schools were opening it back up. So how did both of you kind of make that decision of who was going to be the stay-at-home parent, and continue taking care of Aria?
I think that the decision was first that Aria was not going to go to daycare, because of COVID. I think that that was the impetus. And
mhm.
then from there, it was, Steve kind of just stepped up to it for, I think, what's super obvious. His job is just a little bit more flexible in terms of location. Um, so I think that Steve just naturally said, like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean, I had an office in Times Square. I loved going there, biking there to work, being with my colleagues, having a creative space, and leaving the creative space to come home. Um, but yeah, COVID made us do some decisions. I had to let that go. And because that was already in line with me wanting to, step away from the business but still have it run. It just, I mean, a year and a half before, I knew this was the next step, right? Like I knew we were gonna have a baby. I knew, we were married already. So it's like I know that's the next step, and I didn't know when, I didn't know when. How, I think, was this whole clockwork mentality, right? I need to be able to take time off, or that's what I wanted in my heart, is to take time off, be present, and not be a father or a business owner that is like half in and half out. So I took it and went completely with it. Now, what's really funny, I'm gonna pull this up. We're Arya's asleep right now, but are supposed to be sleeping, and she is not.
Oh,
So
so
one
cute.
of us is gonna have to I
Go be a
mean,
parent.
well, check this out. What have we been doing whenever she wakes up?
So I mean, at this point now, you give her 10 minutes. So she'll cry, or she'll walk around, she'll play with some of her with her blanket or a stuffed animal. She'll self-soothe and go back to sleep. If she doesn't, after 10 minutes, we both go in and we're there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll give you more credit. I feel like you go in more at this point. At this point,
Yeah, I guess now that she's older, yeah.
yo, when she was younger, I'll tell you this too. One of the things that would break my heart is whenever I couldn't soothe her. So,
Mm.
we were there both equally, right? She would cry in my arms, crying, 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 until the point that I was crying because I couldn't
No.
put her to sleep. No,
Yeah,
it sucked because, sometimes Shade couldn't be there, right? So I was just
right.
there trying to soothe her. Or like I would pass it to her and then she would calm down with her.
Oh.
So I'm like, yo, you don't like me? You don't, what's up? I'm your dad, right? Like
Yeah,
I try
right.
not to take it personally, but it hit me personally, and I don't think a lot of people, oh,
She's
it
asleep.
Oh, she
pointed
went
over
back to
there. Yeah.
sleep. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
cute.
Three
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
minutes.
So
Yeah.
adorable.
Took 3 minutes, right? Like, that's we had to grow to
Into that.
that, right? Because
Right.
right away we would go in, right? And my man Alex, he said that he would always just go in right away, and his family couldn't, I guess, achieve that. I think that's what he was saying. Chime in, Alex, in the chat if that's true. But and that goes into like parent tips and like how would you say we learned how to parent?
Mm.
Ooh.
I think that personally, I'm the oldest of six. I've been
Wow.
around children my entire life. I have two gorgeous nephews. They light up my life. I love them.
Oh,
They're also full of joy and wonder and curiosity. And but I think that I also work in education. There's been a lot of reflection even before I knew that I was expecting, in regards to the type of parent that I wanted us to be. So I think that a lot of it stems from that foundation. And it's also a lot of reflection on like what our experiences were as children and what
right.
we wanted to replicate and what we didn't want to replicate, what were experiences and things that we wanted Arya's life to be surrounded by. What are things that we value, um,
Hmm.
as a family, and how do we share that with her?
Feminism, anti-racism, right?
Yeah,
In the books that we
equality.
in the books that we get for her, right? We've been
There's
reading
a
them
lot of,
since
yeah,
she
no,
was like
since
three
she was,
months.
but like a lot of representation.
Representation.
So I mean, everything from like what Steve is saying is, people of color in her books,
Hmm.
language, different languages, um, strong female leads. And this was even before we knew that Arya was a girl, right? Like this was
Wow.
something that we wanted no matter what, right? Like we didn't know that Arya was going to be Arya until Arya was born. But we knew that that
Wow.
was something that we wanted, um, regardless of gender or identity,
Right.
right? Like you have to respect people for who they are and what they're about, and has nothing to do with whether or not you're a boy or a girl, because you're still going to move forward through the world with these core values, right? And then then we'll deal with everything else. But at least at home, foundationally, we wanted that to be True.
Right. Yeah, and I think, you guys mentioned like that Arya is such a sweet child and she's really great. And I think a lot of that comes from you guys because both of you are really sweet, really great. Obviously I know Steve is like a boss. He's, the best boss I've had because he's really understanding. And, Shadea, I know you make awesome cookies from what Brian, my husband, tells me.
Yasmin hasn't had your cookies.
I still owe you. Well,
yeah.
coming soon. Our kitchen is almost done.
That's right. We've been going through a crazy kitchen renovation, and finally we will have space to make all the cookies in the world.
That was the huge challenge. So tell Brian I'm sorry, but now I finally have space in a kitchen to make cookies, and you'll have them.
Oh,
yeah.
Can't wait to invite you guys over.
No, we're so excited. But yeah, I mean, I can see why she's so great because obviously you are both, really great and extraordinary people, and obviously now parents to Arya.
I truly appreciate that, and I think that it's, I see so much of us in her. And it's just funny, right?
Like when she puts all the food in her mouth, like, oh, you're just like your dad.
Yeah, that's totally your dad. Like she has no concept of like, let me take a bite of this. And she's like, no, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing.
There's two types of people in this world. One that eats every gummy bear by one, and one that throws all the gummy bears in their mouth. That's me.
But she's also like super observant of the world, right, and has like a really good sense of what's going on. And that's me, right? She has a wicked laugh. That's me. Right?
Cackle.
She has a cute little cackle.
And should they have, I don't know if you heard, should they laugh?
I don't think I have.
She has that Ursula laugh. Ursula, no, not Ursula.
Maleficent.
Which
is even better.
Like when it's deep. That's what I fell in love with.
And Arya is well on her way. It's really, really great. But no, I think that you don't know. I never paid attention to those kinds of things, and that's more of like I want to say not a concerted effort, right? Like you had asked, like what were some of the things that we did or what we have put together for her to make her be kind of like this great kid. There were things that we did explicitly rather, right? Like the books and her dolls now, like making sure that her dolls are dolls of color.
Her first doll was a black ballerina. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's a lot of identity and wanting her to be confident and feel safe and engaged in who she is and what she's about, and not feel like she is less than, right? And I feel like a lot of that starts with how confident she feels at home. And I mean, we could see that confidence in how she moves through the world now, even as a 15-month-old. Like I wish I had an ounce of her confidence.
She is so bold.
She's fearless.
She's fearless. She's
loves, my intrepid child.
She loves.
She's absolutely intrepid.
Today she was like walking planks, literally. There's like planks in the living room, and she was just walking along them.
Wow.
Turn around, crawl over, turn back around, walk along it. She's gonna be a gymnast.
She doesn't believe in gravity.
Doesn't believe in gravity. She'll just throw herself off the bed.
She's her own force.
She is her own force. That's exactly right.
And the love, I love seeing her run up to people or other children and give them a hug.
Yeah.
And everybody melts, and I melt, and they melt, and it's just so freaking beautiful to see love like that at its purest. Right? She goes up, gives him a hug and a kiss, and I'm like, yo, where'd you learn that? It must be from us, right? We give each other hugs and kisses all the time, right?
It's so cute
give her hugs and kisses all the time.
She comes up to us randomly, like she'll be, I don't know, scribbling on a piece of paper or playing with one of her toys, and she'd just get up and run to one of us or both of us and gives us a hug. It's very sweet.
Matter of fact, let me throw this little clip on of Arya.
Yeah, show us Arya.
Check out Arya.
Muy swirly.
When I was younger, I used to swirly all the time.
Whoa.
I used to swirly for fun. Yeah, even when I was a little older, I used to swirly, 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 and like to feel my head spin.
She
So
totally
cute.
feels that.
Whoa, swirly, swirly.
And I love that shirt too.
Yeah, that shirt is totally my memoji.
Whoa.
I love this so much.
Whoa,
I love how happy she is.
Wait, why are you not recording?
I am recording this.
Swirly, swirly, swirly.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's yummy. Oh, it doesn't stop.
Look, yo, she's still going.
She doesn't give up.
She knows how to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yo, she's still going. Like a whole
Yeah.
minute plus. Oh, oh.
So good.
Yo, I never really cared for babies. Never cared for babies.
Really?
They don't
other
like me.
people?
They don't like me because of my beard or because I'm dark. I don't know.
That's our new hypothesis.
And
I believe that.
yeah, like,
Babies have seen Brian and they don't like him either. So we think it's the beard as well.
the beard and because we're dark.
No, we started doing some research and we actually learned that babies who have dads with beards are not scared of other men with beards. But if your dad does not have a beard, then you're fearful of men with beards.
So weird, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So weird. Like my goddaughter, Alex's daughter, does not like me. Does not like me. Never wants to say hi. Doesn't. I mean, if we're in the room for more than half an hour together, then she'll warm up to me. But every day, hey, you want to say hi to Theo Steve? No. And she runs and she'll run away.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's why I don't mess with babies. But our baby, I love so much. Is she makes me love babies because it's like the love that I see that is so pure, and it's my heart flutters every day whenever I just interact with her.
I think what brings me so much joy in what we're doing is that, Arya's growing up feeling safe, comfortable, confident, and secure in her world. And just knowing
in Pleasantville.
Oh gosh. Yes.
In her room. I love
in her
room.
room. Yeah, like all of these things, right? Like making a really concerted effort to make sure that those things are in place as she continues to grow up.
Right,
and we're able to see a lot of like the fruit of our labors already in her and her just amazing demeanor.
It's awesome. I hope that demeanor continues through her teenage years.
Let's take it a day at a time. But like we'll see. But I think yeah, the foundation
is definitely there.
Yeah. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, no, for sure. Every time I see her, through Zoom, she'll wave, she'll say hi.
She loves people.
Yeah.
It's really it's the cutest thing. It's the cutest thing.
Absolutely love it. And now, okay, so peep this right now, 9 months, should they needed to go back to work physically in person, and I needed to, COVID is still raging, and made the decision, I'm gonna be the stay-at-home dad. I'm full time,
right.
Like I'll be the one at home taking care of Arya, because we're also hesitant about just other people taking care of her or childcare because of COVID, right? COVID has just been blocking us from doing normal parent things. But at the same time, like I I couldn't ask for more because it's so nice, so beautiful to be with her every day and see her achieve these new levels of learning and unlocking new features like she's a game. But like it's beautiful. It's like, and every time we try and give an update to Shade, it's like, look what she did today, or like, hey, she learned how to we have like a little play box that has a little string that you can pull, right? And it vibrates, and then it goes back, and you straight pull the string and it vibrates, right? The day that she learned how to do that, I'm like, oh my God, wow, she's never been able to do that. And you see her like hold and pull, right? Something simple as that. And it's,
but it's still amazing.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Like, we were all at that stage at some point. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
And then it's great to go through it. And we have our iPhones and we record everything. And it's so nice to see where we were at a year ago today. And Shade often pulls it up. Look, this was us a year ago. And Google Photos or iPhoto, whatever, would tell us, give us a little stories of last year. And I'm looking forward to those memories.
Of what we've gone through, right? Because each stage has its challenges and its rewards. But also just to see growth and how we've grown and how she's grown. And so it's nice. It's nice to be able to look back to that.
Yeah. And again, just to I'm able to be a full-time, pretty much 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. stay-at-home dad, because I was been able to clockwork my team. Yasmin's been able to run with the business. Alex has been able to run with the business. Kevin has been able to run with it. Granted, I'm still working in the evenings, right, at night. So, and it's still tough. It's still rough for us, right, because they will come home exhausted, right? We would do dinner, bedtime, bath time, and then I go straight into work. We barely have time for each other right now, honestly. Luckily, she turns 18 months soon. We've been researching childcare and hoping that we could get like some part-time help, right? So, and that would it would free me some time during the day so I can make more moves. So then the evenings we could have more for ourselves. Time management. It's a lot of time management and respecting it. And yeah, I mean, what would you say?
I think that it's time management. It's balancing, supporting when you can and where you can in whatever way that we can, right? Like, for example, this week I've been off for work, for break. So this week is, Steve's able to work all week, right? Because I know that his time is extraordinarily limited, right? And no,
it's been wonderful. I miss working.
Yeah, no, of course.
I mean, 15 years or so working all the time, and then to not work all of a sudden, it took a toll on me. Not a toll. It's just a 180 transition. It was difficult. It was challenging, but still beautiful, right? Because I'm with Aria, right? And that's super dope. But yeah, thank you, baby, for letting me work this week.
It's knowing, at least for me, it's like, doing whatever I can to alleviate, processes and things like that for Steve and Aria when they're here together.
Definitely teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork for sure. And I'm so happy to be your partner, right? I'm so happy I married you. I think it's just been an amazing journey so far. I've learned so much from you. I hope you learned some things from me too. And
I've learned a lot from you guys.
You learned a lot. Also, Yasmin's ready, so we got to clockwork Yasmin. We got to clockwork Yasmin. Make sure that she could take her year off maternity leave. Goals,
got
year
a while
off
to go, but that would be great.
Yeah, I wish our society would be able to bless us with that type of time with our families. But as a business owner, I'm able to strive for that, and I'm definitely going for that, right? Like, I want Yasmin to take a year off paid. I want Alex to take a year off paid. All of us, right? Sabbaticals. Why not? Like, we could be like Denmark and Norway,
Yeah.
But it's I mean, capitalism. Maybe that's another topic for another podcast. But whew,
No, it's,
awesome. My heart feels full talking
yeah.
about our family and Aria.
I just love being able to share
Yeah.
about our experience. I know that not everyone's experience is ever so different, but I think that being able to share Aria, I mean, it's just feels so warm.
And loving. I love it.
No.
I love it.
No, I love it too. And thank you guys so much for sharing. Is there any maybe last piece of advice for, parents or soon to be parents, or, that you would give now that you've kind of gone through these, 15 plus months, because still, like the months you were pregnant, like anything that you would really say?
I think the first thing that comes to mind for me is just to be able to have conversations with your partner about what you envision, what kind of world do you envision for this child, right? Because there's so much that you can do to curate that, at least initially. And like I was saying, just build a really strong foundation of what that feels like and looks like. I think it's also really, really important to talk about expectations, right?
Expectations to from each other, from like the mother to father, father to mother,
Yeah, absolutely.
husband to wife, wife to husband.
Yeah, I think that it's
that's good.
talking about expectations is really important when you're not that way. I mean, it almost like those first few months are hard, right? And
those first few months
No
suck.
sleep.
I mean, like
I
feel
did not like that.
No, Steve
I
really
did not like that.
hated
It affected me.
I was okay.
I love sleeping. I love sleeping. You're sleeping every 2 hours, or you're not. You're the baby's crying every 2 hours, or it was not good. You were just on.
It's about expectations, right? I think
it
that
just
like
sucked.
for me, it was not a big deal. Steve was falling apart.
Not fun. Not fun.
It still is from the memories.
I know, obvious as we can see, Steve has repressed PTSD. For me, it was fine, right? Like it was okay, right? Like I just knew that that was a responsibility, and at the end of the day, like she's a baby. There's 3 reasons why she's crying. She's hungry, she's sleepy, or she has a diaper change that needs to happen, right?
Yep.
Like that's it, right? Like and I think that
So, no, and that's why we were able to.
But I think that was able to help, right? The fact that like I was calm and Steve was frazzled, but when I was frazzled, Steve was calm, right? Like I think that
that was nice.
Yeah, like that is totally helpful. I don't think that there has been a moment yet that both of us have been like just bouncing off the walls, which is just so helpful.
Yeah,
that balance between you two.
I don't know if mine is very practical, my advice, but take as much time as you can off. Take advantage all your days that you've like racked up, all of it. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, a year plus. Take it. You're gonna want to be there for your child as they go through every stage: 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month, 6 month. Period. Like it's as much time as you could take off. Take it. Negotiate it. Haggle with your boss or your HR person. Work for it. If you're a business owner, make it happen. Get the clockwork book. Get on the coaching stuff with that. I'll put you on. It worked. The 4 weeks maybe wasn't a lot, but it was, I think, enough for me and be able to prep for when you were going to go back to work and I was going to become a full-time dad. So I'm sort of off every day, right? I mean, I'm working a few hours in the evening, but that helped. Taking the time off for your family, like I can't stress it enough. I know we're not all in that position to do so. That's why I say it's probably not as practical, but if you value family, try and go for it, however you can.
Yeah, no, that's very, very powerful from the both of you, and it's great to see that you guys have made it work, so far, and you guys have or are raising a great, beautiful daughter. So it makes me very happy to see, and then hopefully soon I can meet Aria and get one of those big hugs from her.
Oh
that
my
I hear
God,
so much about.
that's right. You haven't met her in
I
person.
did meet her.
When you
We
came
went to drop
over.
off some
Yeah.
gifts, in December.
She
But
was-
that
but
was
she-
like she was
like
tiny.
2-3 months, something like
Yeah.
Yeah,
that,
she's
right?
a completely
Oh.
different person.
Yasmin, don't worry.
Mm.
Our home is almost presentable, and you're gonna be required to come and have some food and drinks over here and chill.
Gladly.
We could do a little work if you want, but we don't have to.
I'll see if Arya lets me.
Exactly. She's the boss.
Yeah, she's definitely the boss. Awesome. Well, it's been really fun. Thank you so much to Yasmin and of course Shade for
Yeah,
joining
thank
me.
you.
Shade kind of stays away from a lot of my things, but I thank you for coming onto this and sharing. I'm sure the people in the audience and everybody who's going to be watching this in the future will appreciate some of our thoughts, right? Whether they take it or not. It's something to think about, another perspective,
This
our
has been
perspective.
helpful.
Yeah. And you ever want to reach out to us, hit us up, stevelucin.com, soulmates.us if you want to take a look at some photos and cry a little bit, and some of the things that I've done in order to confess my love to my wife. And I think we're good now, right, Yasmin?
Yeah, this has been great. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you, Yasmin.
Fantastic. So the next segment of this podcast is going to be, I'd like to thank the sponsors, which is Hallucinated Studios. Hallucinated Studios does branding and marketing for entertainment and nightlife. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and roll this commercial, and then we're going to get on to a DJ set by Warhol and visuals by Hallucinated in this same little stage of this leaf stage over here. So thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for that. And remember, do what you love what you do something crazy occasionally, or do something lively, do something lovely, do something lovely. All right, y'all. Check. Mic check. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me see something in the chat if you can hear me okay. I got something really interesting for you. I got this little GoPro camera. I'm gonna give this a little shot today. I'm gonna put it on my wrist so that you can see where my fingers go visuals. Let's do one of these. All right. Come over here. VJ station over here. That was the podcast station over there. DJs would normally go over there. Yes, y'all. You are now tuned in to the after party for Lucin's Lounge, episode 5, featuring Warhol. Visuals by Hallucinated. Keep it here for a little bit. Yo, Alex, if you hear me, do me a solid and change the stream info. At least the tags to music, electronic dance. Because we're doing some deep house right now. Cheers. Not good. tuned into Warhol. Visuals by Hallucinated, aka yours truly.
you're now tuning in, you're listening to the music, the sounds of Warhol. Visuals by Hallucinated, that's yours truly. Thank you for tuning in. This is the after party for Lucin's Lounge, podcast episode number 5. Let me know in the chat where you're tuning in. Would love to give you a shout out.